Out of British Columbia this morning, a new report has found rampant money laundering fueling the province's notoriously hot housing market. Investigators found dirty money funded more than $5 billion worth of real estate deals in BC just last year. And that's about 3/4 of the total amount of money believed to have been laundered in the province. Officials are vowing to take action. Tanya Fletcher has more.
The amount of money being laundered in BC is more than anyone predicted.
And now the province has evidence highlighting how the two biggest issues in BC, money laundering and real estate, have collided. Overall, nearly $7.5 billion in dirty money was laundered in BC last year alone. Most of that, about $5 billion, was done through real estate. And it's believed home prices have gone up at least 5% because of it.
But the reality is that we did not have the data to be able to look to see whether or not that $5 billion is being put into certain types of properties. If it is, it could be 20% or 25% spike. We just don't have that data, and that's what we need to start collecting.
Criminal law expert Maureen Maloney chaired the panel behind one of the reports. The other was authored by former senior Mountie Peter German. He says an overarching problem is that some sectors are required to report suspicious transactions while others are not. An anonymous tip line for whistleblowers highlighted that gap.
Watercraft, boats, a lot of luxury goods, construction supplies, but we also saw things, pianos. Who would have thought? It all goes to this issue of renovating for cash, the underground economy. Where is the money coming from?
He points out there are currently no mechanisms in place to adequately trace those money trails. But BC's finance minister insists her government has already started closing loopholes, primarily through legislation that's been introduced to set up a public landowner registry.
My hope is by the new year you will see that registry in place and people will have to have started registering if they own land in British Columbia.
BC's Attorney General vowing to bring those responsible out of the shadows and into the light.
Wealthy criminals and those attempting to evade taxes have had the run of our province for too long.
David Eby reflecting back on red flags of money laundering that popped up years ago.
For me, in thinking of my own constituency, these are things that people told me they believed were happening, that there was one person who was buying multiple homes, that the homes would sell frequently, that nobody ever moved in, and they were really concerned about that.
These reports reveal it's not just an issue in BC. In fact, our province ranks 4th among Canada's regions when it comes to the amount of dirty money being laundered. Nationally, it was a $50 billion problem in 2018. Tanya Fletcher, CBC News, Victoria.